All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're here. This is a show.
Well, for those,
It's hard.
it's already, my voice is already gone. For those that are,
I was gonna say, if you want to wait, I'll warm it up for you so you can ease into it.
I was just going to say, for the podcast listeners, you can't see where Bill is. He looks like you're in a. Did you go to Saudi to play golf? Are you locked up somewhere?
I am.
I'm here of some kind
for the Live Tour promotional events, for sure. No, I am at a Courtyard Marriott. That's the thing I've been hearing lately. Marriott,
there goes that sponsor. I just called their hotels a Saudi prison.
Well, I mean, we're not known for being complimentary of hotels on the show, even when we like them. It's just a bit.
It's fair.
In the Colorado area, I won't say where specifically, but I'll put it this way: I step out the door to go to my office, which is literally right across the street, and the backdrop is the Rocky Mountains.
Oh, that's awesome.
It doesn't look real.
Yeah.
It's a painting. I'm like, wait, that's the mountain range people were crossing to go west and find gold and all that shit. It's incredible. Yeah. So yeah, I'm in this delight. I mean, this room's huge. The ceilings, I'm not kidding you. I don't think this view gives it justice, but 30 to 40 feet high, give or take. Jesus. You could fit 2 full simulators in here, and I'm kind of bummed I didn't bring my golf clubs. I'm also bummed because I kind of give away the location. I'm like 15, 20 minutes away from TPC, Colorado. They play a Corn Ferry Tour event there. Looks amazing. And so I told my boss, I'm like, big mistake not bringing our clubs.
Lesson learned.
Next time.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, absolutely. We'll just come home Saturday and take Friday off next time. Perfect.
There you go.
But yeah, I'm in Colorado for work.
Well,
I'll tell you this.
you, but welcome everyone to the show. Do the proper things.
We could do that. Hey, subscribe to the podcast. Tell your friends. Give us a 5-star review. If you're watching on YouTube, do us a favor. Go down below. Hit subscribe. The bell so you get notified for all the great hits we keep coming at you with.
Tell you what.
Maybe give us a thumbs up just because we love you so much. All right. So let's just get into this topic. We both have a voice going.
I
realized I put the notes for the show in like 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And I got sick again. I'm on my I'm on my 5th cold, I think, since COVID.
Yeah, you really have.
Since I got COVID.
Yeah. It's not COVID again. It's something else.
Well, no, it's not. It's not.
Okay.
Right. They're just rifling through. It's the kids at school and the neighborhoods. It's insane. And I was getting over it. Everything's fine. Well, then the second you go to an airport, get on planes, whatever, you get that whole plane sinus thing going. Okay. But then when you're landing 6,000 feet above sea level and the air is thin and dry and all that stuff, it's just, so I just sound like absolute dog shit. And for the record, I'm on a work trip. It's not like the nights are early.
Right.
And I'm
that's the other thing. Yeah.
Sweet honey tea.
Right.
Getting 12 hours of sleep at night. So,
right. Yeah, I'm not sick. I'm just coming off of a Pearl Jam show on Monday as we record this on Tuesday, right? No, today's Wednesday.
Yeah, I have no frame of time. Yeah.
Right. So Pearl Jam show Monday in Arizona. So my voice is still recovering from, when between the show and the drinking and the Arizona cigarettes and all that kind of stuff. I'll recover probably by Saturday, assuming my voice will be back to full strength. But this is like my wife. I can't even do it that well.
My wife.
Once you would hear me talk today, she's like, maybe just don't do that. Like, you sound ridiculous.
Hey, I missed you. Shut up. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah. So that's the voice I've got going on. It's just post show. Hangover a bit.
You know what though? It's like, let's just be honest. There's two. I like to think we're pretty good friends and we're very comfortable within our relationship. I can't speak for me. When you hear yourself sing, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
You sound sexy as shit.
I got a real like Will Arnett like car commercial voice going, or like I almost wish it's a little J Armour tinge to it.
No, love J Armor much better. Hey, by the way, well, let's jump ahead.
Yeah.
It's not in our topics, but it is in our plugs to talk about the, depending on when the show releases this past week, the video we have up about our visit to the 70 and in the 659 fitting I did.
Yeah.
And one of the small bits, if you watch that video closely, that I got the biggest kick out of, think about how that video is made. There's a lot of just hanging out, busting chops. Yeah. We'll talk more about the video and making up.
There's
in a future
episode. There's
a
lot. Like we talked about including some outtakes, but like, there's no way. I couldn't.
Well, no, the outtake video is its own video, I think.
Well, yeah, but I still there's no way. We could not. It would be for us.
Appropriate,
right?
Like appropriateness.
Right.
That's fair.
Right.
But there's so many little Easter eggs I know. It's like you could see Jay like in the background, either cracking up about something or like busting a chop or whatever. And like the candid stuff, that's, the candid stuff you mean to catch is one thing, but the candid stuff where it's just like someone dying at a joke or whatever.
Yeah, there's
if you're not looking for it, but it's tons of fun.
It's been like one of our most well received videos already. Just from through social media and on YouTube and everything else, like people are digging it. Cause people love the Sub70 stuff anyways. Like the Sub70 fans are like super dedicated to Sub70, but, if you've watched it, go back and watch Bill, late in the video, you can see him chuckling over a golf ball before you go and swing. It's like you're talking about that kind of stuff. Like someone said something right before you were going to start your swing. And I think you actually said,
I remember that.
You can't hear him, but he's like, well, this is going to be a good shot, because we were all giggling about something stupid.
And I'm pretty sure I did shank it.
No, you hit a good shot. They're like, oh, there was a good shot. No, you shanked early, but you actually hit pretty well off a mat with the audience.
All things considered, yeah. Did I again, behind the scenes here, I couldn't watch the whole video, but it sucks because like credit where credit's due. I think you did a really, really good job with it. Thanks, and I want to appreciate it, but there's so much like,
yeah,
it's bad. Like I've lately, any of our videos, I'm like, we're so cringe, and it's myself that's the worst, but especially like at this point, with our relationship, I feel like you are an extension of me. So it's almost like when you talk, it's me talking, I feel like that connection to it.
Right.
And like, I can't watch this. I can't do it. So, I was curious. I didn't catch per se as I was doing like some skips through the video. I may have missed it, but did you include any of the shanks just for the first shot I hit in there's one where it's just
that was the one that I think I kept in there.
I noticed. Yeah. Well, it wasn't a shank. It was just like total bladed. Right, and I think the carry on it might've been like 85, but then right before it, like you can see it on the screen, like right before it's about to hit on the range, you clipped another shot of a different shot, like carrying full distance. I go, yep, that adds up.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good time. A lot of good little Easter eggs in that. And the good news is for people, Chris, we're not done. There's going to be more.
No, we're not done at all. It's my turn. As a matter of fact.
No,
it's my turn to get back out there and get fit. When do your clubs? When will you have them? When you get back?
So it's so depressing. Well, not really. It's all awesome, and I'm so grateful for those guys and everything they do. So I don't remember what night of the week we shot that on. Not important. Jason calls me, I want to say the next night, and we talk about the evening and the work we did and the fun we had and all that. Yeah. And he's like, all right, so let's go through it. And, his weird brain remembers all the specs, everything perfectly. Right. Walks through like, hey, how do you want to do this setup? And then we talked about some wedge stuff too. And, what we're going to do with that. And he's like, hey, it's actually pretty lucky right now. We're shipping at about this rate and building. So you should have them next week. Well, they're busy. They're popular, new stuff out. So needless to say, they have plenty going. And sure enough, I get the message today that they have arrived at my house. And I'm like, all right, cool. I'm in Colorado. So I was like, what can you bring them in and just watch the box for me because I'm so worried about them.
Right.
Like, yes. So yeah, they're waiting for me at home. I miss them. I can't wait.
That's actually a pretty quick turnaround. I didn't know they'd get them that quickly. That's pretty impressive.
Oh yeah, they're flying through that stuff, and I'm hesitant to say to have that expectation because I have no idea what their production's like, and
it all depends on what you get fit into and the whole thing for sure.
Yeah, and availability, and that's their stuff flies off the racks these days. So
I gotta get
I'm excited for them. Can't wait to. I'm looking forward to it. I hope it works out because I would like to. I liked when we talked about like, hey, maybe getting out there like in a late afternoon or early evening per se, and do that. It's gonna be a good time. I'm excited to see where the whole thing goes for you.
I'm very curious about that myself. To be honest with you,
we got to stop. We're burying the lead too much. This is like that's the hook and the attraction of the content. Let's not give the punchline of what we're doing away.
Actually, so real quick, I just want to shout out just for that video. I am not like, well, I am, I guess, proud of how it came together, but I also just want to shout out the J Riv and intern Grant for doing some work while we were there, and a lot of all those shots really were them working on their own. Grant basically was doing his first shoot, killed it. So I'm thankful for those guys. I'm proud of those guys. They did a great job. So just real quick shout out to those dudes because they killed it.
Yeah, absolutely. Very good work by both of them. Speaking of Grant, I got a video from him maybe yesterday, and it's just him running, like sprinting from his front yard across the street and then doing like a sideways jackknife into a kiddie pool in my yard and my two kids, and everybody's in their clothes standing there soaking wet. I'm like, what happened here?
That's awesome. Yeah. Did you leave before the humidity hit? Like, my God,
looking
dude,
at the forecast,
it is brutal right now here.
Colorado's going to be like 70 some degrees, 80 degrees, and can't wait. Looking forward to it. And I go, how did we sneak out and miss the 90-degree days with, 89% humidity back home? Man,
it's rough.
I'm not mad at it.
It is rough. Especially coming from the desert. I just came from the desert where, so it's 90 degrees, but it's pretty nice. There's a little breeze. We went and played golf. It was never hot. Not for me anyways, whatever.
Right.
And then, getting off the plane and walking out of the airport last night, and you're like, just the thickness of the air, and it hits you like that. It was just like that all day today. Apparently it's going to break sometime this weekend, I think. But God, it's brutal. It is brutal. It's August. It feels like August. It's May. Nonsense.
Global warming's not. Just remember, global warming's not.
Man, yeah. So much for spring. Well, I guess we're gonna have a spring week next week. That's the rumor.
I hope I can golf. I want to golf next week. I haven't golfed in forever. I got these new clubs coming or there.
Yeah.
However you want to look at that, but I need to get out and play the golf. Maybe
I play golf with Scotty. We haven't spoken since then. I play golf with Scotty. I played golf with both brothers and my dad. But got some time spent on the golf course with Scotty and hung out. And he was reciting some of his favorite lines from our past shows, which was fun. He's like a super fan. We were talking about the draft. Like I think at one point he just said,
"Oh, the movie."
Yeah, draft, he was like at one point, like apropos of nothing, he just goes, "You son of a bitch!" Like he was quoting me when I cussed out Miles for stealing my Princess Bride pick. Which is fun. So
I just think it's so wild to me. Like, oh, he took that, whatever. But like, how passionate you were about that being your number one. And for me, it's like, yeah, it makes the list, but wasn't, is not that high of a highlight. Which speaks to I think the generations and just
for sure we all have our
beauty of personal. But it was a great time for film.
It was awesome hanging out with him, and then played golf. I didn't play golf with Mark. But just play golf with my dad. But man, I tell you what, desert golf is a bitch. Just a straight up.
I'm gonna shoot you straight,
bitch, man.
I'm gonna shoot you straight right now. Desert golf is a bitch.
It's really well. When Scotty and I played together, we were probably playing in 20-mile-an-hour winds, and which isn't fun. And then in desert golf, like there's no rough. Like the courses we were playing, there was no rough. You were in the fairway or you're in rocks. And out there, rocks tend to eat golf balls. Like you're not going to find them. They ricochet, they bounce around, they go weird places. So it made for a challenging couple of rounds.
Well, Chris, I don't have any on me, but that's a good thing. You have a plenty of the official golf ball of that range, like Bridgestone golf balls.
Right there.
To support your desert needs.
E12 contact. Best golf ball I've ever played.
Unfortunately,
love that golf ball.
Nothing wrong with the golf ball. The desert, it doesn't matter what kind of. You could use a steel ball and it's going to chew it.
No, even with a worse golf ball, it'll have been just further into the rocks. Quite honestly,
correct.
That's how that works.
Yeah. Well, maybe we can play some of the golfs soon. Figure it out. I'd really like to.
Adam and I have a Masters tournament coming up at Wilmette, I think next week. So maybe we make a trip over to Wilmette. Great walking course. You haven't played Wilmette, have you? North side course, pretty far for you.
Oh, for walking too, I got a new golf bag. Have I told you about this?
You have not. I have
my vintage golf bag.
What is it?
A vintage golf bag.
Oh, you got a vintage golf bag? Okay, yeah.
I'll save it for after the show.
You got to do a what's in the box when you get one of those, man.
No. It didn't come in a box. That's part of the story. I'll save it for a future show.
Okay. I know I've got a new push cart that I have to unbox still, but
I wasn't going to say anything because I didn't want to be this guy. And, I never know when I'm not or going to push the wrong button with you. But I may have been asked about that push cart recently. And I said, hey, here's what's going on with these. Like, all right, cool.
Quick production meeting about that. I am hesitating to do it in the studio because of room constraints. I would really like to do it outside.
You should. No worries.
And then think about the weather up until this week. The weather the past 2 weeks here has not been.
Oh, I'm with you.
Yeah, it's not been. It hasn't lent itself to outdoor activities of any kind, let alone unboxing a push cart. But that'll be forthcoming. I got some plans. I got to get out to a golf course and shoot it actually with the drone and camera stuff. And hopefully I'm going to bring the push cart with and do it there.
We sneak peek for push carts. There's a couple that have come through the stews, and there's gonna be a new, let's just say, push cart video series coming in the near future. You don't want to miss it. Us two idiots are always up to something. You know that. Yeah. Speaking of that inclement weather we've had, water terrifies me. My chimney's been getting beat to shit. I was very excited to schedule that today. And
the chimney repair
for a small price.
Nice.
Yeah. Scheduled it for May 27th. They're like, actually, we just had May 27th open. I'm like, perfect. Nice. Yeah, we only need a deposit of like $7 billion, and then you can pay the other $10 billion that day. I'm like, awesome. Can't wait.
Right.
Thanks.
Yeah.
But at least as we get this terrible weather in the Chicagoland area, I won't get a bunch of water pouring in the top of my chimney.
Because that'll make things a lot worse. When water gets on the inside, you don't know where it's going to go. Attic, probably it'll be a disaster.
No, I do know where it's going to go because I've had to deal with it, and it's gross and it's the worst. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe we stop that.
Yeah.
So, have you been watching any of the NHL playoffs? I
haven't watched a single second of it.
Oh my God, they've been so weird.
Really?
They've been so good. The Avalanche swept the Nashville Predators.
I didn't see that. Yeah.
And I was here watching it in Colorado with the people of Colorado for it. And I was like, well, that worked out nicely. So that was a ton of fun.
Some of us were talking about a hockey adoption program, and the Avalanche came up as I feel like it's a good hockey team to root for. Good city.
Well, I always had a sweet spot for them going back to like when they just came from Quebec.
Like the Patrick Waugh days.
And even pre that, like Sakic, Forsberg, Waugh came in a little thereafter, but he was on the Cup team. But that goofy, like mid to late 90s maroon, blue, yellow white colorway that could only get away in that time in history. It's just so good. So I don't know. I like a lot of the guys on the team. Cale Makar is going to be like the next Paul Coffey. You got Gabe Landeskog, who's a beast. Nate McKinnon, who's a crazy person and very good. But I don't know. Nazem Kadri.
Yeah, I really need to. I do need to. We again, we're trying to figure out our cable situation. We unplugged, unplugged cable or what? Cut the cord. So like, I'm kind of disconnected from sports entirely. Really, I got the MLB package, so I'm watching a little bit of West Coast baseball at night. But otherwise, I haven't watched a golf tournament in 2 weeks. Not that it's very interesting
because they've just been boring.
Yeah, the tour, man, it is really not interesting at all right now. I mean, when all the news is outside of the actual sport, like, I think that says a lot.
They say we know how to counteract the buzz being generated and creating competition. Let's just get more boring.
Yeah, man. Like,
I feel like that's what they've done.
Really, I mean, Homa just won, right? Which should be a cool story, but like, okay, whatever.
The best piece of content around that was him doing an interview on Pardon My Take.
Oh, really?
Where he's just like letting his hair down and chatting with those guys. I'm like, good. They're doing something interesting for the PGA Tour for 15 minutes or whatever it was. It actually was a good interview. If you're not a Barstool person, that's fine. But Pardon My Take's a solid podcast, and his interview is good with them.
I would say Homa's like he's an open, honest human being. Like he's one of those guys. He's interesting just because he's straight up with you.
Very normal human. That's how I'd say it. What was I say?
Anyway, so the hockey's been good. I should turn it on. I should find it. I should go find the hockey.
Yeah, it's good. Do the hockey. Yeah, do that.
Great.
Your adoption conversation is interesting. Like, I just can't. I don't know what the Blackhawks have to do to bring me back. But like, I can't get into the Kraken. I tried. I love what's happening there. I'm glad it's happening. I think the uniforms are cool. Everything's cool about it. It's just not hitting the heartstrings.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just nothing's hit. I kind of like the Rangers. I like the Leafs.
Yeah, I think
I like the Oilers.
I was say the Leafs and the Oilers are the easy teams to like. They have the best players in the league, I think. But then
I think what the Panthers have going on right now is super cool.
Yeah.
Hell, if the Lightning were to win 3 cups in a row, that'd be 4 for Big Rig.
I know, but
like,
God, the Lightning.
It's a great story.
It is, but I can't do the Lightning.
Who are you to say God any?
I can't do the Lightning.
Who are we to say God any team right now? You know what I mean? It's like, I don't care, rivalries, whatever. With everything, think of our Blackhawks fandom career, what we've been through. The dollar bill warts, getting rid of Roenick, Chelios Belfour, that whole time.
Don't forget that he fired Pat Foley too. That son of a bitch.
Arguably twice.
Yeah, and nobody talks about that. Yeah, how badly the Blackhawks treated that guy for so many years.
Right. And, so it's, to me, it's like any team like, oh, I just can't do that. It's like, we are up there as one of the worst of the worst. So
that's fair.
At this point, all teams are pretty fair game until I reserve the right to go, oh, I forgot about them. They suck. I mean,
I'm not doing the Blues. I'm not doing the Predators. I can tell you that right now. I just can't do it.
I don't have problems with either of them, but neither of them are scratching.
That's why I want to
go
west. I want to go west. That's why I like Seattle, because Seattle's new and they're bad, but they're cool, and I'm into that.
I did enjoy the Blues the year they won the cup. It was just a good hockey team that played good hockey. Biddington was fun to watch.
They were good. They're a very good team. Yeah.
Yeah, but hockey, maybe the NHL sucks too. NHL, PGA Tour, they're both. Actually, NHL is great right now. That's not fair to say.
Yeah, there's a lot of young kids playing really, really good hockey.
Listening to Spin Chicklets the other day, they're like, man, you're Arizona State University Coyotes because they're playing all their home games at Arizona State.
Yeah, we were just talking about that when I was out there.
4,000 person stadium for an NHL team.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Just put them in Hartford already. Just move them to Hartford and be done with it. Right?
Pretty sweet.
I mean, just put them in Hartford. Hartford deserves a team again. Bring back the Whalers, man.
There's always been talk that they might get an expansion team, but
why? Just take the hockey team that nobody watches and nobody cares about, and they never have. That town never has cared about hockey games.
Well, no, they're in a bad place for sure, like a bad location. Hang on. You remember I'm on Mountain Time, so I forgot. Like you guys, it's real late where you are. I just got the good night stuff, so I gotta respond to that. Be a good husband.
Oh, okay.
You know, she's gonna be like, "Yeah, you're probably out partying and drinking all night." I'm like,
Actually,
"Actually,
doing
no."
doing a stupid golf show talking about hockey. Really?
Do you know how embarrassing it was to we came from a notable craft breweries brew pub before doing this, and they're like, all right, maybe like stop at the hotel bar, have a cocktail, and I'm like, I'm a IT director leading like some really important stuff. I have to go back to my hotel room to make some golf content.
By the time we're done with this show, you can go back down there. Those guys will still be there. I partied with IT guys. They're not in bed anytime soon.
Bar closes at 10 here.
Oh no.
10. It's wild how early. Like, so I saw this cool store when we went to dinner the other night, and I'm like, oh, that'd be a good place to like grab t-shirts for the kids or something. Yeah, they closed at 5:00.
Man.
I'm like, wow, we're in the little old west really towns here. They're still doing it the old. They probably closed on Sundays and Mondays. You know what I'm saying?
Sure, you're not in Utah.
I mean, I think as far as I'm concerned, once I get past the Mississippi River,
it's all weird and Utah-y and different. No offense to anyone out there, but although the Southwest, outside the Southwest, man, that's a place. Tell you what,
I imagine.
Tell you.
Ooh, boy, I'll tell you, Southwest.
It's different. It's different down there.
Remember we were supposed to go to California this year and we didn't? I
do remember that. I used that ticket to go to Arizona 2 weeks ago. Cashed that ticket. Yeah. Worked out well.
Are you? Oh no, this.
And then I didn't tell you the story. I got so I took the United flight that we were supposed to. Here's how expensive flights have gotten. Our round trip ticket bought me a one-way ticket to Arizona on United.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And
is this a Russian fuel crisis impact to travel?
I mean, it's just like inflation and shortages and demand and the whole thing. Like if you combine all the things where like, most of America hasn't been traveling for 2 years. Now we are, plus, the gas sort of demand and shortage or supply issues, truck driver issues, all those sorts of things. Like you're going to have these higher prices. Anyways, so I'm on the flight to Arizona on United using our round trip ticket for a one-way flight to Phoenix. And I was reading a book. I'm reading this book, this History of Chicago book. You'd probably love it. It's awesome. But it actually anyways, it's a History of Chicago. But I had my headphones on and I'm listening to music, my sound canceling headphones on. And at some point the flight attendant taps me on the shoulder and he's like, would you like a $50 credit? And I said, yes. I had no idea what this was in reference to. He just asked listen, life hack. If anyone offers you a $50 credit for anything, you just say yes. You don't say why or what about, or you say yes. So he says,
just say yes.
He says, would you like a $50 credit? And I said, yes. He issues me a $50.
If someone asks if you're a god, Ray, you say yes.
Very good. So he gives me the $50 credit. And then when the flight lands, someone had come while the flight was about to land. Someone came from behind us in the aisle behind us and sat. There was an open seat in the middle and sat in between us. And she was saying, apparently someone next to her, right behind me, vomited, had thrown up. I was completely and totally unaware of it. It didn't smell. It didn't make a bunch of noise. There wasn't a bunch of like yelling or anything. Apparently she had said, this person said that it was like an equilibrium thing. I guess it's a thing that happens. Like he had one ear pop and one ear not pop, and he got real dizzy and nauseous, and then he just threw up.
Well, great. I'm glad I have that in the back of my mind when I have to fly home.
So I got $50 out of that flight. So basically it was, I have one free checked golf bag coming my way.
Listen, if all I got to do is let someone get a little throw up on me for $50 credit, like,
yeah, right.
Easy.
I know.
Done.
It felt like, it worked out well for me because I had no idea. I was just reading my book like a nerd and listening to music. So whatever.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Anyways, well, hey, I'm serious. I would like to play golf together soon or do something. I
got a big
prior to setting up this show. I said to you, I said I miss you, and I really do. I know you don't like sentimental discussions like that and that kind of emotion.
Too. I miss you too, William.
I do miss you, especially because the last time we were together, we had so much fun. I thought
it's true. It's true.
Doing the Sub70 stuff, and it's like it's tough as a grown up because you feel like a young boy again, wanting to have fun with your friends, and then you're like, oh, I got to go be an adult.
Yeah, that was that's the highlight of the I don't know what you want to call it, of our hangouts thus far. That was a blast for sure. That was super fun.
It was a good one. All right. I don't know. We both sound like we sound terrible.
You said I sounded sexy. I want to keep this show going. Quite honestly,
that is true.
Although I can't. I probably only have like 10 minutes left in this voice. I mean, it's gotten progressively worse.
Cut this, and we'll finally make the Bill Bush appearance on Golf Origin Stories. It's like we're going into it. You got the voices are where they need to be.
Right.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Anything you need to plug?
I mean, go watch the Sub70 Gear Talk where Bill gets fitted.
Mm-hmm.
You've got I just edited today a putter what's in the box, which I thought was very fun. I hadn't heard of this company before. I had never seen any of their products. So that will be dropping on Tuesday.
Okay.
So, go check those out. I think, the last two, our show at the 70 with Jason and Jay, just kind of shooting the shit was a really fun episode and it's been well received. The fitting people have loved, big time. Listen to me, listen to this, William, a big time TikTok.
Yeah.
Big time TikTok, hit. The little preview I cut up. Nice. People are really digging it on that social media platform for whatever reason. So, anyways, go see that stuff. But that's right. That's about it.
The one where at Range Heroes are taking it by storm.
Yeah, that's right. Otherwise, I didn't do a single. I didn't take a single picture of either golf course that I played on in Arizona, like a true loser influencer.
It felt good, didn't it? It was nice.
I never thought about it once. I was just hanging out with my brother, hanging out with my dad, having a good time, man. Yeah. And then going to see.
I've had a lot of fun here. A lot of fun telling people I'm an influencer here. Like, I'm an influencer.
Right.
And the funny thing is, like, I say that very tongue in cheek and don't take it serious.
Of course.
The amount of people who I think are like, what does that even really? Is this dork really think so? I'm like, no, just relax. And actually, technically, by definition, I think I am. To some degree.
You've got a blog,
but,
so,
Well, and it like generates traffic and response. Right. So I think that does meet the criteria, right. But I don't want to admit
people
to
ask
that.
You questions.
I don't want it. Yeah, I don't want that label. Come on.
Don't put that voodoo on me, man. All right, what do you got?
Speaking of my influencing, go to dryrangeheroes.com. I got a TPT Red Shaft review up this week. First time ever going into that territory using TPT. Very interesting brand. Lot to talk about. We'll save that for a gear talk sometime, but got a review up of that. And then, check out, like we said, the Sub70 659 iron fitting video.
Yeah.
And we'd be forever grateful. Like we said earlier, don't forget to subscribe if you aren't already, either on the YouTube or the podcast, wherever podcasts are sold.
Were you going to were you going to tease something about some giveaways or something?
I've been thinking of some giveaway ideas just for fun, not even like for big reasons, like
just to do one.
Let's have some
I'm
fun.
Into that.
I don't have it yet.
Okay.
We'll figure it out.
I'm into that.
And I don't even know what we do, but it's nothing crazy. I just know the warehouse, archives, and museum are very full of random shit.
Yeah. I need to do some purging myself. So maybe we talk about that and then come back next week with some thoughts.
I do a lot of it to intern Grant too. I text him, I go, hey, I got a box of this kind of stuff. Do you need any of it? And then I'm like, all right, that'll be 2 6-packs. That'll be 3 beers. That'll be, I'm just kidding. All right, that's it. Do all the things. Tell a friend. That's big for us. Make sure you tell your friends to watch this show, listen to the show, whatever it is.
Spread the word.
That's Chris McEwen. That's Chris McEwen at Chris McEwen on all social medias. I'm Bill Bush of DriveRangeHeroes.com at Range Heroes. This has been episode something or other of That Range Life. We still do that. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.